Now, can you trust that the food you just bought from an African store here abroad is 100% pure? Just watch this first. Let's watch this. You see, this is palm oil being mixed with dyes to make it look red and obviously increase its volume. Look at all these other things going on. These are food that sellers back home are preparing. Food. And these are things that people are going to eat. Imagine. Take a look at that. See what they are doing. Hi. So, I ask you again, can you trust that the palm oil, that beans, that egusi, ogbono spice that you just bought from that African store is 100% pure? And nothing like what you just watched in the screen is part of it. Now, if you think this has not started happening, because some of you are going to say, oh, well, that video is from Africa. It's not here, If you think this has not started happening, take a look at some of these videos.
Oil I bought many months ago when I came in newly to the UK, and I've left this bottle somewhere just lying around the house, and now I want to use this bottle again, so I had to go and bring it out from where it was, only for me to look at this bottle of oil. My goodness, the oil has turned pink. When I say pink, if you look inside you see pink. For God's sake, this whatever that is inside here is the same color with what I'm wearing.
True. This is made in Netherlands. No shade to Netherlands. Maybe the person that even made, or the company that made this, is not even in Netherlands. Do you understand? But this is pure wickedness to manhood and womanhood and nationhood and everybodyhood. This is pure wickedness, because why will you be selling paint? I just opened it and I've used it twice. The first one was using it to do abacha, because I was trying to do abacha. It was not working. Then I left it. I borrowed oil from someone that came from Nigeria to do my abacha.
So let me ask you again, can you trust that food is 100% pure? Now, if you can't answer with 100% certainty, then you must watch this video to the end. Let me break down why this can happen, and I can tell you it is already happening, and we know because we're in the system. You see, many stores here in the US, UK, Canada, and other places abroad rely on sellers back home. Many who they just see on Instagram and TikTok to package various products and ship to them. So they send a list of what they need to the local sellers. You see, these local sellers will go to the market, buy these various products, package them, and ship to stores here abroad. You see, I've personally seen a seller who ships, I can't remember the product, I think it's kuli kuli. Yeah, kuli kuli, in large quantities, to African stores. And when I went to their office, I don't want to mention the place because the person will know I'm talking about them. The whole place was filthy, They were rebagging kuli kuli spread on mats into nylons and sacks for export. They buy them from villages. Nobody even knows where they're actually buying them, But I did a lot of research and I got to see how some of these villages are, how some of these places where they make some of these products are. So take a look. You can see the level of filth where some of these products are made. Now, these consolidators, back home, will now buy these things in bulk from some of these villagers, where there is no check, no regulation. It could be Gary spice, kuli kuli, and many other items. And then they ship it in bags to your cornerstone. In doing this research, I've seen some really crazy names, Man Must Chop African Store, Belly Full African Store. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. But again, these African stores will rebag them into small pouches. And then they begin to sell these pouches to us abroad. Now, what do I mean by they rebag it into pouches? Let me show you some. I have some here. These are samples, samples of the pouches that you see. These pouches, this is actually from an African store. You can see this is a egusi that is inside. These pouches are not FDA compliant. This one has already broken. So if you can see if I pour it on my hand, you can see it's already, this was how I met it in the store, and these are things that they are selling to people. Take a look at this one. This is another one, right? I bought this from African stores here in Houston. You open it, there is no seal FDA rules. You can't go to Walmart and you buy a product without seals. And a lot of us are patronizing these African stores to buy all this crap. This is what a lot of them, this is another pack that they use. These packs are not airtight sealed. Right? The rule requires that they ought to be airtight sealed. Now, these are some too. You see, this thing is prevalent. I went to about 4 or 5 African stores, and that seems to be what is happening everywhere. These pouches, they defy FDA rules here in the USA and even Canada, and even FSA, Food Safety Standard Agency, in the UK. You see, every African store now is selling in their own brand name from bags of products that they never verified their source. They use plastics. This is another one. These are cheap plastic, right? And then you have these items in heated areas. Some of the microfiber in the plastic, is going into the food, right? Non-commercial grade containers are used to store these products. Now, if you look at these products as well, some of the things that you see is that none of them have the FDA compliant labels, An FDA compliant label should show you the nutritional content and all those things. None of them have it. You don't even know if these things has been mixed with other products. So again, let's take a look at how some of these products are adulterated by some of the sellers back home, so you know how to protect you and your family. Okay, adulteration for most of the time is for economic gain. So they will use a cheaper product to mix the original. So you have products like cassava flour that are cheaper being mixed with ground egusi. Now with this, the egusi will look normal when ground. But, the flavor and everything will definitely change. It's not what you bought. Some sellers, instead of losing bad stock, will simply re-dry them, regrind them, and mix the old stock with some new ones. You can't know that this is going on. Now, the question is, how do you protect yourself? For things like this, egusi and co, it's very simple. Buy the whole seed, grind yourself. So things like ogbono and egusi fall into this category. So again, don't buy the ground ones, buy the whole seed. This is, the whole seed. Buy the whole seed, and then you grind it and sell. So again, we have to be very cautious. Again, I see this all the time because, again, we ship a lot of these products. Now, due to FDA rules in places like the USA, it's more difficult to ship large volumes of this seed. So the best way to protect yourself, if you can't trust the source, is to have your friends and families back home ship, in smaller quantities. Now, with these smaller quantities, you typically have any issues, and you have platforms there, africanias.com, that can definitely help you with the shipping. Simply tell your family and friends to drop it off there, and they will do it. And it's not just these products, even things like plantain flour is typically mixed with cassava flour and other cheaper flour, and this can be very dangerous for those of you who are diabetic, because they will be thinking it is pure plantain flour, whereas it's been mixed with cassava and other things that can lead to insulin spike. So when you are buying this product, be sure that you are buying authentic one. The only way to protect yourself is to be sure, again, I said the authenticity of the product, and you should only buy from verified manufacturers, and again, that's why platforms like africannatural.com exist. They have a list of verified manufacturers. Any product there is from verified manufacturers. Now, the worst part of this adulteration is not just the mixing, but the use of chemicals to kill pests in the wrong way. And we're seeing the use of pesticides not meant for food now being used, right? Now, watch some of these videos and see some of the things that they are using to protect food. Obviously, many of us have heard of sniper. It's of recent that I knew that they were protecting a product with cement. They were pouring cement inside products. And again, like I say, if you have 2-3 of these videos, there are probably hundreds and thousands out there. Take a product like Sniper. You see, the problem is not the use of some of these chemicals, because some of them are actually approved for agricultural use. But the problem is the way the chemicals are being used. Take Sniper, for example. The right way should be to, first of all, put the beans or whatever in a bag, seal that bag, now put the bag inside another bag, and then you have the sniper at the exterior of the the second or third layer of bags. That's the way you do it. Now, these chemical infested options are now packed in nylon bags and sacks and shipped in cartons, with other food items to here. And then what do you see? The stores will now repack it in some of these their fancy packs, and then they begin to sell it to you. Now, before I go further, let me explain why buying things in all these store rebrand packs is not a very good idea. Again, I will use the US process to explain. You see, most other advanced countries have a similar process. You see, as a manufacturer shipping items to USA, Canada mainly, you are required to have what they call an FDA food facility registration number. This number is tied to any product so that as a foreign manufacturer, they know where that product is coming from, right? And then that number is tied to shipping documents, and it follows the products as you ship. So if tomorrow there's an issue or a recall of a particular product, the FDA and local authorities can visit the store and have that branded product destroyed or taken off the shelf. Now, when these products are shipped the way they are, sent to African stores, they rebrand it. What now happens? Take a look at it. There is none of these products that shows you who the original manufacturer is. They just brand it and, they have their name here. I don't want to mention it. But they just rebrand it and that is it. Take a look at them. None of them have the original manufacturers. None of them. They just put a small name on it. None of them have the original. So if there is an issue, you never know who to go to. Now, this is one of the reasons I tell people never to buy food products that are in store brand names and not in the name of the original manufacturer. So what do you do to check for in packaging? So again, any product you buy, I don't care, be it Gary, bean spice, they must meet the following 4 criteria I'm going to give you. Now, 1, they must be in the original manufacturer packaging from Nigeria or from anywhere in Africa where it came from, not in a US store brand. They have to be in the name of the original manufacturer in Africa. And again, any manufacturer that is willing to put their name on a brand, trust me, they know what they are doing. Now, number 2, the packaging should list the manufacturer details, such as the address, the phone number, right? And again, these listings typically assures me that they have their FDA food facility registration, making it easy to track. None of the products, a lot of the products we are seeing now in a lot of the African stores, they don't have any of these things. They just put a label and a phone number of the African store. Now, the third thing is that the label should ideally show the batch number, the production date, and the expiry date of the product. These you never see in any of these store brands. And then the last one, they should be in quality airtight packs. None of these products that I've shown you are in airtight packs, and these packs makes it difficult to be tampered with, while they are finding their way to the store shelf. But you don't see this in any of this. You see the tendency where virtually all African stores have turned themselves into product manufacturers is bad. And only we, the consumers, can stop this by not buying items in these rebranded packs. Don't overlook it. You don't know what is in those products. Now, I've been in the import-export business, and in the last few years, like I said, we've started noticing an increase in this store packaging. And that's the reason I decided to start shooting these videos. But I can tell you, look, probably 95 to, in fact, I'll probably say 99% of those that we help ship do things the right way, because we always educate our shippers, our customers, how to do it the right way, But to take it a step further, that's also why we developed the platform called africannatural.com, that sells these items from these verified manufacturers in Africa. We actually have a team back in Nigeria that goes to their various factories, ensure they have their NAFDAC certifications, they operate in a hygienic way before we push their products to the USA and numerous other countries. So if you want to be sure you are getting the right product that meets these 4 criteria, like I mentioned earlier, check out africannatural.com. Again, as always, look, if you got value from this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be sharing more information. I'm going to do a video soon where I show you how to read the label on a food product. A lot of people look at the label and they don't understand what is going on. I'm going to show you all the things you need to check to be sure that those products are actually from Africa. See you soon.